This right here is my Ubuntu desktop, but inside it I'm running Arch, Fedora, Debian and all at the same time. And the craziest part, this is not VirtualBox, not GNOME boxes and obviously not dual booting. Every one of these distros is running at near native performance and I can install any app, say from the Arch user repository, and use it straight from my Ubuntu menu like it was installed natively. Yeah baby, the AUR on Ubuntu. I've been playing around with Distrobox plus BoxBuddy combo for some time now, installing apps from different distros on my Ubuntu, and this setup has completely changed how I install software on Linux. This is something I wish I knew sooner. This has fundamentally changed Linux for me. So in this video, I'll show you how to set all of this up on any Linux distro, how to install apps inside these distro boxes, how to export them, and do it all using simple GUI way. Yeah, we are leveling up your Linux game. Let's jump right in. Yeah, I'm installing Genie on Ubuntu using Fedora's DNF command directly from the Fedora software repositories. Yeah, it's cool and all, actually it's very cool, but we have to address the elephant in the room, maybe the biggest problem in the Linux world, Linux fragmentation. There are hundreds of Linux distributions out there and they all have different package managers and packaging formats. We have .deb packages, .rpm packages, the AUR, Flatpaks, app images. Yeah, it's a mess. Sometimes you find a piece of software that is perfectly packaged for Ubuntu but you're on Fedora, or you need a development tool that's only available in the Arch user repositories but your work laptop is locked to Debian stable. Traditionally, you had two choices. One, spin up a virtual machine, but let's be honest, VMs are heavy, they reserve a chunk of your RAM, they have to boot up their own kernel and the integration is clunky. Or two, you distro hop, you wipe your hard drive and switch OS just for a few apps. Or dual booting. Distrobox flips this dynamic on its head. I have BoxBuddy open here. This is the graphical interface that we'll be using, and you can see I have three different distributions running simultaneously inside my main Ubuntu session: Arch, Fedora and Debian. With Distrobox, you can run any Linux distribution inside any other Linux distribution, just like you would install and run an application, and the integration between these distributions can be mind-blowing. And let's look at RAM and CPU usage. My resource usage is minimal. This is because unlike a virtual machine, these containers share your host kernel. They are incredibly lightweight. An entire operating system is not actually running on your system. Think of this like a compatibility layer, and these distro boxes do not have a graphical user interface, so that helps. When I launch an app from this Arch container, it is using my actual CPU, my actual GPU and my actual RAM directly. There is no emulation layer slowing things down. It delivers turbocharged performance compared to a VM. This works on immutable distros too. If you're running Fedora Silverblue, openSUSE Aeon or Bazzite on a Steam Deck, you know the pain of a read-only file system. You can't just sudo apt install things. Distrobox is the answer. It gives you a mutable, writable environment on top of your existing system. You get the stability of the base with the flexibility of Arch or Ubuntu on top. Alright, let's jump in and see how to actually install this and set it up. And the best part, this works on any Linux distribution. There are two parts to this installation. First, open your terminal. If you're on Ubuntu or Debian, run sudo apt install distrobox podman. If you're on Fedora, sudo dnf install distrobox podman. For Arch, it's sudo pacman-s distrobox podman. You can either use Podman or Docker here. This is the engine that runs the containers. I highly recommend Podman because it runs rootless by default, which is better for security and ease of use. Distrobox is the tool that makes the containers integrate with your system. Once that is done, we need BoxBuddy. This is the beautiful graphical interface that manages it all. The easiest way to get the latest version is via Flatpak. On most distros, Flatpak should be installed and configured out of the box, but on Ubuntu, it is not. So you have to run the commands to install and set up Flatpak and FlatHub, which are given in the description below. Actually, all the commands that I talk about in this video, you can find them from the description below. Just copy and paste them. If you want, you can also download BoxBuddy installer directly from GitHub and install it on Ubuntu or any other Linux distro. That is, if you don't have Flatpak or don't want to install Flatpak. I installed BoxBuddy that way and it worked absolutely fine. But because of demonstration purpose, I'll do it the Flatpak way. Let's install Flatpak, configure FlatHub, restart the computer and install BoxBuddy using the install command. Now on Fedora, you don't have to do this. Flatpak is installed and ready to go. You can directly install BoxBuddy from the software store app. Now here is a pro tip that you must do. Because BoxBuddy is a flatpak, it is sandboxed. That is, if you install BoxBuddy as a flatpak, it can't see your home folder or system files by default, which breaks a lot of the magic, but it needs that permission. You need to use an app called Flatseal, which you can get from the software store, or to give BoxBuddy permission to access your file systems, or just run this command from your terminal to give it the access it needs. Once that's done, open BoxBuddy. You'll be greeted with a clean, empty dashboard. Click the plus button at the top left. Here you can choose your flavor. You want an Arch Linux box? Select Arch Linux latest. You want a stable Ubuntu environment? Select Ubuntu 22.04. Now if you get a curl error here in the image selection drop down, go ahead and install the curl package using sudo apt install curl on Ubuntu, sudo dnf install curl on Fedora and such. Give it a name. Let's call this one Arch Labs and click create. It will open a terminal, pull the image from the internet and set everything up. Give it a minute. Some distros like Arch Linux need around 15 minutes for the first time setup. Others are much faster. Once it's done, you have a fully functional Arch Linux system living inside your computer. Now that we have our boxes, let's talk about applications. Once you create a box, think of it as a mini app store for that specific Linux distribution living inside your host. Method 1, the terminal way. In BoxBuddy, select your Arch Labs box and click Open Terminal. Boom, you are now inside Arch Linux. You can now run sudo pacman-syu to update it. Let's install something, say fastfetch and git. Sudo pacman-s fastfetch git. It works exactly like Arch because it is Arch. If you're in an Ubuntu box, you use apt. If you're in Fedora, you use dnf. You don't need to learn a new package manager. You just use the tools you already know. Method 2, the GUI way. This is where BoxBuddy really shines, the integration. Let's say you're on Ubuntu, but you have a .rpm file, maybe Google Chrome or a specific VPN client that only provides a RPM installer. Normally, you're out of luck. But with BoxBuddy, you can simply select your Fedora container, click install .rpm file, pick the file from your downloads folder, and it will install it inside that container. It handles the dependencies, runs the install, and you're done. This bridges that gap for people coming from Windows who are used to just downloading and install a file. It is insanely convenient, and it works on Ubuntu distro boxes as well.
By the way, if you haven't already, check out my course Linux Mastery Express. I've designed this course to level up your Linux skills very quickly. With this course, you'll get so comfortable using the terminal commands that your friends will think you're a Linux wizard. You'll get perfect with the most used, most useful commands and also learn advanced things like using the V-editor and shell scripting as well. Linux Mastery Express, link in the description, do check it out.
Once you've installed your apps, click View Applications in BoxBuddy. It scans the container and shows you a list of all the GUI applications installed inside it. You can click Run right here to launch them. And look at this, it launches instantly. It respects my system theme, my mouse cursor, my fonts. It doesn't look like a weird alien window. It looks native. Now this is the newest version of GIMP installed using the Arch software repositories running directly on my Ubuntu without any issues or performance lags. How cool is this? And if you want, you can go ahead and configure Arch user repositories as well on the Arch distro box here. But we can do better. Opening BoxBuddy every time you want to launch an app is annoying. We want these apps to live in our actual system menu. In the View Applications list, find the app you want. Let's say it's a specific version of GIMP or OBS I install in Arch. Click the button that says Add to Menu. Now watch this. I press the super key on my Ubuntu host. I type GIMP. There it is. I hit enter and it launches. To the naked eye, this is just an app running on Ubuntu, but under the hood, my system is calling Distrobox, which is waking up the Arch Labs container and launching the app inside it. This is mind-blowing. You can have Dolphin File Manager from KDE running on GNOME installed via Arch on an Ubuntu machine, and it just works. If you ever want to clean up, just go back to BoxBuddy and click Remove from menu. It deletes the shortcut from your host but keeps the app inside the container. This really helps keep things clean and organized. To actually uninstall the app, you just go back to the terminal and use sudo pacman-r or sudo apt remove. So who actually needs this? Honestly, almost everyone. I feel that having this system set up really makes life easier because repositories from other Linux, especially Arch Linux, can give you access to a much wider software repository as well as newer versions. I mean, Arch user repository is absolutely amazing. If you're a developer, this is a godsend. You can have a container for Node 18, another for Node 20, and another for Python legacy projects. You can keep your host system clean. No more messing up with your system libraries just to build that one project. You can mount your projects folder into all these boxes. So your code lives on your host, but your tools live in the containers. If you're daily driving Fedora Silverblue, openSUSE Aeon, or even SteamOS on the Steam Deck, Distrobox is practically mandatory. It is the only reliable way to get a traditional mutable terminal environment where you can install compiler tools and CLI utilities without breaking the atomic seal of your OS. And GPU acceleration works because Distrobox passes through your graphics drivers. You can run Blender, OBS, or even Steam inside a container. If you need a specific version of a library to get a game running that isn't available on your host, you can spin up an Ubuntu LTS box and run it there. Now I know what you're thinking. Yo Linux techs, why not just use VirtualBox? Here is the difference. A VM runs a full operating system. It emulates hardware, it isolates everything. That makes it heavy and slow. VMs are great if you need to run Windows or if you're testing malware and need a secure sandbox. Distrobox is different. It is designed for integration, not isolation. It shares your kernel, it runs at native speed. If I render a video in a Distrobox container, it renders that just as fast as if it were on the host. Apps export to your menu, files are shared instantly. It's a seamless extension of your desktop, not a separate computer running in a window. Integration like this is nowhere near possible on a virtual machine. Personally, virtual machines are a huge hassle. In contrast, this setup is just so simple. However, I won't sugarcoat things. There are limitations you need to be aware of. First and foremost, Distrobox is not a sandbox. I repeat, it is not a security tool. Because it integrates so tightly, a container has access to your home folder. If you install a malicious app inside a Distrobox container, it can steal your SSH keys, read your documents, and access your browser cookies just as easily as an app installed on your host. Yeah, I'm just listing the worst case scenarios here. Don't get scared. The bottom line, do not use this to test viruses or sketchy software. Use a VM for that. Second, BoxBuddy has some limitations. BoxBuddy is fantastic, but it only sees rootless containers. If you create a container using sudo distrobox, BoxBuddy won't show it. And stick to rootless mode, it is better for desktop use anyway. Also, BoxBuddy doesn't have an uninstall button for apps. You can install them via GUI, but to remove them, you have to use the terminal. Third, automatic updates. When the Arch Linux latest image gets updated on the server, your box does not automatically update. Your box is a persistent environment, but things are made very easy here. To update it, all you have to do is click the upgrade box in BoxBuddy or run the update command inside the terminal, just like a real OS. All in all, Distrobox paired with BoxBuddy is one of the most powerful tools in the Linux ecosystem right now, underrated as well. Actually, I'm really surprised by how underused this is, and not many people know about this. But Distrobox plus BoxBuddy, it completely destroys the barrier of software availability. It lets you use the stability of Debian with the software availability of Arch. It lets you keep your host clean while experimenting with thousands of packages. It truly unlocks the full potential of desktop Linux. Okay, I want to know, what is your host distro and which containers are you planning to run? Give me your use cases for this setup. I want to know how you people are planning to use this. Let me know in the comments below. Alright, if you found this video useful, if you enjoyed it, definitely consider subscribing to the channel and also leave me a big thumbs up. And if you're interested in leveling up your Linux skills, the link to my course Linux Mastery Express is given in the description below. It's designed to teach you Linux and take you from zero to hero in the shortest time possible. You'll be using Linux like a pro within a matter of hours, so definitely check that out. Next up, check out the top 15 hottest hacks that will supercharge your Linux desktop performance to the next level and truly unlock your Linux. It's got some really cool tweaks, so definitely don't miss that. Alright, this is Linux Techs signing out.